without my friend Carolyn Gracie. And here she is.
Thank you, Sandra.
Carolyn.
Hi. I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks. Hi, everybody.
So this is Carolyn, of course, former QVC host. That's how probably you all fell in love with her. She comes with her own line now, Girl Next Door. We couldn't be prouder of our Girl Next Door. You brought us hydrangeas that, now tell me if I got this right, the only hydrangeas on the market with these dark leaves.
They're like black almost.
I've never seen anything like it.
This is the first edition's Eclipse Hydrangea. So this is a hydrangea that is new, first one on the market this year with the dark leaves.
Wow.
And they're sold out everywhere. I mean, the people who want to get them from the growers can't get them.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough to get a few thousand. So I would say jump on these guys.
You're not finding these down at like the local nurseries.
No.
They just aren't available.
And the other thing about these that's so great is, and I have a ton of hydrangeas
So
in my
cool.
yard. The number one question I get is, how come sometimes I don't get flowers in the summer? I only get leaves. And that's because you probably have a hydrangea that only has buds that grow on the old wood. So what happens is when you cut them down in the fall, you cut off all the buds.
Okay.
So then in the summer, the following summer, you get no flowers. And that's a huge mystery. It's like sometimes I get flowers, sometimes I don't. So if you have a hard frost and the buds are frozen in the winter, you don't get any flowers. So this is the hydrangea that grows on both old and new wood. So you're guaranteed to get tons of blooms, 3 months of blooms, like July to September.
Okay, so we have some, by the way, these are, I was like touching them like, oh my gosh, these are all real flowers. They're so beautiful.
Color. Yeah.
All right, we also have some images that you can take a look at. So Carolyn, what we have in front of us, I'm assuming, isn't full size yet. I mean,
well,
it's
here's
how large are they going to, we're looking at them there, but how big are they going to get?
They're going to get, well, if you put them in the ground, they'll get about 5 feet wide by 3 feet tall.
Okay.
So these are going to be a beautiful landscape flower, but if you want to put them in a pot, you can keep them a more, small size.
Okay.
They'll still do fine, they just won't get as big. But I absolutely love these. And see, Philip has a beautiful yellowy green ground cover called Creeping Jenny that loves the wet soil. I have one that's a golden oregano that loves the dry soil. Both would look incredible surrounding
question for you. How much, because with this leaf being dark, I'm not sure, how much sun should this get? Because
most hydrangeas like part sun, part shade.
Okay, so kind of typical that way.
Yeah, mine are usually in the front of the house where they get the morning sun.
Oh my gosh,
hydrangeas don't like a deep, burning, hot sun. If you have them in that part of the yard, you might notice that they get a little crinkly looking, and then they just need some water.
I can't get over these.
Aren't they gorgeous?
I mean, just when I thought I saw every hydrangea there was to see, these leaves are phenomenal, and the flowers are so pretty. Are the flowers going to stay pink, or is this a hydrangea that like I can change with?
When they start to come out, they'll be a little bit green, but they're quickly going to turn into that creamy white center with that what we call a picotee edge of pink. And then what's so stunning about these is the dark foliage. So it's a really, 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 really dark purpley green, which almost looks black. So
cool.
You'll see that doesn't change color. Oh, Philip wants to come out and add his 2 cents, which I love when he does that.
Philip,
it's
now
one of
I'm
my
going to ask
favorite
you,
plants.
Isn't it beautiful and so rare?
And
Yes.
Philip, as a
it's hard to
true
find this one.
horticulturist, this is your life's work.
Yes.
How rare in your mind is it to see leaves this dark on a hydrangea?
They're usually really pale, but also it's not just the darkness of the leaf. What makes the leaf dark is what we call substance in horticulture lingo. That means the leaf has a thickness to it, less likely to get damaged. If you have hail, it won't get beaten to pieces.
Or those crinkly brown edges.
Correct. And so the nice dark green foliage makes everything look better.
Yeah.
It's absolutely key. But these are beautiful. I mean,
and really, again,
fabulous.
We got as many as we could get, and that's it. And if you are a hydrangea lover, this is something your neighbors are probably not going to have in their garden. It's
and that's
really
what it's
rare.
all about.
Yeah.
Bragging rights.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
and curb appeal.
Philip was at my house last summer, and he's standing on my deck, and I'm like, okay, here comes the verdict. What's Philip gonna tell me? And he was like, you did a nice job in the front.
Yeah.
And then I was like waiting, and
What
he said,
about the
you
back?
need some hydrangeas in the back. And you know what, Philip? Now I'm like, okay, I got you. Now I got a plan.
I love it.
Carolyn, I'm picking this up to show everybody how big this is going to come.
Yeah,
it's a 1 gallon container.
You're going to get the official first editions hydrangea in the purple pot. This is how you know it's the real deal. This is the grower that gives you the Eclipse hydrangeas.
Blooming.
Yeah, and you'll get flowers on it. So here's what's going to happen. You'll get flowers this year. It probably will already be blooming because this is a big 1-year-old plant. However, usually you're going to get your flowers the following summer starting in July.
Okay.
3 months of blooms all the way to September. These also make beautiful cut flowers and dried flowers. I know Philip and I have talked in the past about, you know, drying your hydrangeas and making wreaths and flower vases out of them. But the main thing about these is that they are a stunning full-size hydrangea, 5 feet by 3 feet. They make a beautiful plant along the foundation of your home. You can also pick them up to put, you know, they're a standalone plant, Sandra, that I like to say. So if you want to put them in their own spot in the garden and not put anything around them, they'll look amazing. But again, something contrasting like a bright yellow or that yellow-green creeping Jenny would look amazing around this dark foliage.
They're pretty dramatic.
I think so too.
Just when you kind of think you've like seen every hydrangea, they are really, really different looking.
And the people that ask for plants that can grow in a largely shady area. Now, you don't want to put these in full shade, of course, but hydrangeas can do pretty well with just a few hours of that morning sun.
Okay.
If the rest of that part of your yard stays in shade the rest of the day, they will probably like it there really well.
Philip, I'm giddy. I feel giddy over this one. Carolyn, these are really, really fantastic. I totally love them. You know, I was talking to Eric from Roberta's, and he said to me, he goes, those hydrangeas that Carolyn has, he goes, we're going to get a lot, and nobody else is going to have them. And that's really, truly why you come to QVC plants you don't find anywhere else.
That's something different. But if you've got a hydrangea collection, this is a great addition to it. And it's the color of the bloom, but look at the foliage.
I know.
This is different. You've got your green foliage on your other hydrangeas, then you've got this dark foliage. It's not always about the flowers. It's about the foliage as well. Consider that.
Yeah, because you're going to get the foliage before you get the flowers.
Yes,
So.
and just handsome looking, and also something that's going to come back and be different.
Well, speaking of handsome looking, you're going to be out there with the audience, right? Handsome Philip, handsome audience. And Carolyn, over 1,000 have been ordered.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody.
A lot of people buying more than one. Oh, actually, that's a great idea.
They're beautiful.
Yes. If you get more than one.
Yes.
So, Carolyn, you have a Girl Next Door warranty.
Yes, I do. If you're not happy, we're not happy, call the number on your screen. You can email me. You can post on my Facebook page. If you have a perennial like this, we will replace it with something similar or the exact same thing with a guarantee of a year. So we want you to be happy. We want you to have success in your garden. I know there's a lot of new people trying gardening for the first time this year. So we're here to answer all of your questions and give you support.
Carolyn, thank you so much. And you are bringing things really, really different. I think you have a unique point of view. And
thank you.
We adore you. Also, I saw